All right, everybody, thank you so much. Sales Transformation Group community, clients. It's been quite a crazy stir here in March as things have escalated pretty quickly. And I just have been thinking as a coach, leader, sales trainer, want to make sure that I've accumulated some thoughts around what would help you guys in this time. There's a lot to be thinking about here. Obviously, there's some medical impacts locally, how it's affecting businesses, small businesses. I think more importantly, though, beyond the medical impact that, of quarantining and things like that, it's going to be the economic impact. I think we all have seen this coming. If you're on the microphone, go ahead and mute yourself. After we go through some of this here, we'll have some time to share. But I have some thoughts, and I first off just want to thank you for being on, showing your care for your business, and just trying to do what's best and take as many precautions as possible and taking the right action steps and making sure that we're doing the right thing. Because at the end of the day, we're leading people, and we want to make sure that we step up and become leaders when it's time to become leaders, and make people feel safe, make people feel protected, provided for, so that our families can do well. I want to see our industry do well. I am an industry guy. I make money, yes, but what I care about is this industry being prosperous. So I want to just share some thoughts, and then I want to open up for some Q&A and some questions. So this shouldn't take very long. So why are we here? Yes, this is a pandemic already having an effect. We all knew an inevitable recession would occur, but I think this coronavirus thing is just pushing this right into reality. As of yesterday, mortgage rates slashed to 0% to stimulate the economy. I think we're going to refinance our mortgage and take advantage of that. But this is going to definitely impact, most of all, your customers' confidence in spending money on trade services or new installations. That's the truth. So we need to make sure that we remedy that right away. So what can you do? I think the first thing you could do is record a process that is basically a digitized virtual from contact to close out process. And you need to demonstrate it, record it, describe it, and put it out there as quickly as possible. People want to know that you guys have a solution to this. So what I would do is make sure it's on social, make sure it's on your website, make sure your web developers put up something right away, and make sure that you email, newsletter, broadcast to everybody that you have a process and you care for their health, their safety, and most importantly, you're doing everything you guys have, the ability, the tools to do that. So it's very, very important. By the way, if you're not muted, just please mute yourself. Send an email to everybody, all your customers, everybody there. Also, send a written email and letter to your staff and your stakeholders. People, please mute yourself if you guys are just joining, and that would help the quality of the call. Please, people need your leadership right now. People need to know that you guys are, that you're thinking about this, because there's going to be an impact. I think, again, medically for sure, but I think for the biggest long-term one we're going to see is the economic impact. I think that also working remotely, is going to be very important. You're going to have salespeople, sales team members, people who need to know that they can work remotely to avoid the large gatherings. Some of you guys have hundreds of employees, and your warehouse is usually in the morning full of people coming in and out. For sure, your sales staff need to be able to work remotely, and to help navigate this. Unless you have really small groups and your team member or your teams, and you guys are okay with a handful of people meeting together. If you're not doing this already, as sales leaders, just require an end-of-day scorecard. I know accountability can get finicky here in these times, and people working remotely. End-of-day scorecard in a morning 7-minute Zoom huddle every morning at 8 o'clock. Standing time, we get up, we have a huddle, and we go and attack the day. So as leaders, make sure that you give people your comfort, that things are going to be okay. We're taking action steps, and that everybody in your marketplace knows you have a process. I think if they see that you guys have a process, it's visual, it's in your face, you've mapped it out, you describe it. It just needs to be scrappy, punchy, and something that gets them the confidence that they can still get their roof or their building or their home taken care of, or the project that's going on is underway. So that's something you can do. Again, illustrate it with slides, Take precaution with your staff. Avoid large gatherings. But here's the biggest thing: keep marketing, keep selling. Don't stop. What's the best way to sell now? Well, 15-minute discovery calls on the phone or Zoom is fine, but phone is great. This is why our clients, sales transformation group clients, are the best right now, because they have the skill sets to ask the right questions and engage and differentiate and get to the problem early. And they have the phone skills to do that. And then our project consults, just do them all via Zoom. Zoom is free up to 40 minutes. So you guys need to get Zoom. It's free up to 40 minutes. And you guys should be able to get your questions asked, your answers, and next steps assigned and established up to that amount of time. And if you don't have it, just download Zoom, free for up to 40 minutes, and you guys should be okay. Don't go beyond that. You don't need to go beyond that right now. It's unnecessary. Don't add costs, and you don't need to go past 40 minutes. You could then break up into multiple appointments. Stick with the sales process. Don't be anxious and skip steps. This will help you differentiate. If you're using chat tools for your contact-free inspection estimate, please put that in the chat box right now. What are you using for inspection process? Anything that digitizes your ability from contact to closeout, DocuSign, whatever that is, please put that in the chat box now. So before I go to the next slide, I'm going to take a swig of water, chat what we are using, so that everybody who's curious is knowing that people have some tools in place. We're going to discuss this in a moment, a little bit later. So we got a couple in here. Adobe Sign, DocuSign, Sign Now. Good. Okay, so we have a few people who are using that for contracts. Sumo Quote for proposals and estimation. So good. We'll discuss some of those later. If you guys are having some questions, I want to make sure we air those out. So who to sell to? Listen, I've said this time and time again. My construction business mentor, Gregg Wallick, who I witnessed building a sales and service organization back in 2013. 5 years before that, he came out of the recession. He could not cut overhead anymore. We know this is what's happening. We're stepping into it right now. And he said that he started sales training and coaching because he couldn't cut overhead anymore. He had to sell his way out of this. And when I heard that, witnessed what he was doing, got to be very close and be an integral part of that process, that's what birthed this. So I've been teaching you guys a long time. Please mute yourself if you haven't yet, please. I've been sharing this for a long time. Repairing, restoring, retrofitting, replacing existing homes and buildings is the long-term play. I can tell you right now, people are going to be scrambling to start doing repairs. Okay. So you guys already have this in your business model, and who we're selling to, this is who we need to focus on. New builds are going to dry up. You're going to see the new construction cranes slow down. When economic hardships take place, that's what happens. So focus on creating a great customer experience, a virtual digitized experience with repairs, restoration, replacement, and retrofitting projects. Make that your focus. Make that your focus. How do we find them? Well, first off, scrub your outstanding pipeline today. You guys should all be attacking your outstanding deals, making sure you're communicating with everybody to protect your existing clients. People are going to try to get your clients. They're going to scramble. Okay. So ask your current clients for introductions, connect with them, protect them, put that communication guardrail around them, knowing that you are there for them and that you have a hands-free experience for them to be serviced. As you guys know, restaurants are closing down, right? Schools are closing.
Did you reach out to that lead that came in this morning?
Please mute yourself if that's you. I appreciate it. Certain buildings right now are vacant, so leverage this time and this information to complete your jobs. Restaurants, schools, facilities, yes, they're not showing up. So this could be a perfect opportunity for you to finish your projects and to leverage that to get the contract signed if it's in your pipeline. They need to do it anyway. Why not better time than instead of for schools waiting for summer? Let's get it done. It's going to take you a certain amount of weeks. Or if it's for temporary or phases of the project, leverage this time. Okay. Also, as you're going after these types of target markets and your current clients, and now you got your email database touched and everybody's been heard, has heard your message. Reonomy is also a database that you can subscribe to help locate contact information, buildings, building owners, things like that. Google Earth, if you guys are looking at Google Earth, can actually tell you how old the building is. Prospecting using LinkedIn. I've been teaching you guys this for a while because I'm not a cold call or cold walk-in guy as much as I like to teach leverage and digital footprints. But now everybody's going to be doing this. So be making sure you're on LinkedIn, you're doing Facebook groups, Nextdoor app. You can advertise in your local market. So what messages do we need to send? Well, you could use Vidyard, Loom, or Ice Cream. These are all like screen capture recordings. If you're a roofer, most of you, all like 90% of my clients are roofers. So you can go Google Earth a video of the building. If it's old and you can see it's damaged, you can have, if you don't have their contact information already, contact them via LinkedIn message and email with a screen recording and send them messages saying, I've identified a problem and here's the issue, here's the problems we solve, and essentially say, if you have a connection and relationship, hopefully that would be nice if you leverage that relationship to get the meeting, but you want to have something visible. And also you can do video messages of your face, but don't be a digital prospector who just does text. This is basically what I'm trying to say, because I already get myself flooded already. Nobody does anything personal that seems really, they have actually looked at my world and seen there's a problem. You need to look at their world and see if there's a problem, because people only buy because they have a reason to buy, because they have a pain they want to get rid of or a desire to fulfill. You guys don't sell roofing services because people love the feeling. It's because it's like they hate it. They have to get rid of it. It's a pain in their butt. It's something they have to do. So please be sure you're sending them messages of identified problems in your digital prospecting. Do not be like everybody else. Janice, let's go to no video for now, if we could. We'll do video later if you guys want to. So also, when you're messaging, we have a hands-free process to remedy the problem, and here's what it looks like. It could be a simple step-by-step PowerPoint slide that's on one slide that just shows it, and you just video record or record yourself describing it. We use such and such technology. It's a drone or a picture. We don't have to discuss. Everything's on over phone. All the consultation can be done over the Zoom, and you have to have the technology to inspect and estimate it and collect it, sign it, close out everything without interfering with their world and being affected by the virus. Make sure you communicate that. Next. Next thing is, I didn't write this here. I wrote it on a later article. You guys should be having 1 to 2 hour prospecting power hours. Just constant, like your sales team needs to just put everything aside and just bang out as many digital outreaches. You're gonna have some kinks you guys are gonna work out together, and it's probably gonna be done as a team where you guys can say, hey, we've got this, we just encountered this problem, or here's our messaging. I would encourage you guys to just slice this up. Nobody is gonna focus on prospecting as much as you guys are. Okay, my clients, you guys need to be the very, very best at reaching out to your clients, your stakeholders, communicating and prospecting. There's no excuses. This is the time to do it now. When everybody else is panicking, we're communicating, comforting, and getting out in front with our messages. And so fill up our pipeline. The economy, we're gonna feel it. Okay, so fill up your pipeline with old building owners, owners of old buildings and homes and management companies. This is going to keep you alive and afloat through difficulties. Who knows how long it's going to last? Nobody does. All I know is that if we do what we know is right and we don't, make excuses, and we get it done and we share and we help each other, we're going to make it. Okay. So, in recap, don't be afraid. This is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for us to evolve, to adjust, to change, to get better, to improve. Again, stick with the client that's going to be there, that's going to need help, no matter what the economy looks like. They're still going to spend the money because they have to function. Share your contact-free process. communicate, market, sell, 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 require all sales staff to prospect. And you could do it in the conference room, as like in like a boiler room kind of environment, not a boiler room, but around the table where everybody's doing it together and you're learning and you're not socializing, but you're getting it done, or remotely, depending on how large your group is and how safe you want to be. I think it's probably medically smarter for everybody to stay at home, but I'm not a professional. Okay. Get ready to endure something here, but have courage. Stick with training and coaching. The reason why you coached isn't just to do well when the sun is shining, but now when you can't just be a bidding shop and an estimating company. They got to buy value and they're going to spend more money with you because you have the skills to sell and create the value. Everybody, I heard a quote the other day. Tony Robbins' very first seminar he went to, he said, everybody has value, the same level of value, except in the marketplace. Okay. If you're going to prove your value, it's now, right? It's now in the marketplace when the conditions are a little bit different. Okay. This is the time to get better, to adjust, to evolve, and to pivot. So I just want to give you words of hope, words of encouragement, words of instruction, words of action, words of focus today. Okay. I feel honored that you guys have me in your life and in your business and to be able to make a difference. And I want to make sure that if you guys are listening, you're going to take some action here and you're going to survive this and you're going to do well. And together, our industry is going to improve and not fall backwards or die off on us. Our businesses will die. Many of you guys have seen recessions happen and you've made it through them. So, you know, and I haven't. This is my first time owning a business and something like this, but thankfully mentors I've tried to listen to them, and I'm going to do everything I can to be frugal, take a lot of action, and add value. So I'll have my eyes on this very closely and sharing what I think is valuable to you guys to do well. So that's what I have to share. So I have some questions for you guys. Well, first off, I want to open up for questions. So if you have a question, please go ahead and just type in there, I have a question, and we can unmute you, and then I'll either answer, or if it's something the community can answer, we can chat and answer. So please go ahead and put in the chat that I have a question. If you have one, and then we'll make sure you're unmuted. I don't want everybody to unmute themselves all of a sudden and everybody's talking over each other. So please, if you have a question for the group or me or a comment, type that in now and we'll make sure that you have the chance to share. Okay, here's a link. Okay. Everyone, Brad is the owner of one of our longest lasting companies. I think they're on their 4th generation. So he's been through a couple of these things, and he's probably one of the safest company I know. So he just typed in there, bradbelden.wordpress.com. He has some examples of how they're communicating with their team. Thank you very much, Brad, for sharing. I appreciate your industry first mindset for everybody here. There's a link at the bottom of each to click on the document. Okay. Thank you, Brad. If you could share this in the Facebook group as well so that everybody has it. Anybody else have a comment or a question or something that they want to impart to the group? This is a good time. This is the entire STG community that has been able to make this. We're in this together.
Ryan.
Yes.
So are you suggesting that we, obviously we're going to probably push on social media harder than we have historically. Are you suggesting that we possibly like make a PowerPoint slide with a voiceover, insert a video or something that we share on our social media pages? Is that what I'm really gathering?
So I think the initial thing is everyone's going to be afraid to spend money or bring you into their property, right? They're like, first, so that's the medical concern. So to alleviate that, give them confidence, just illustrate with a video saying, here's our hands-free, coronavirus-free, virtual process. Okay. They need to know that you have a process. And if you have the resources where your companies can whip this together in the marketing department for the entire brand, beautiful. Listen, if you guys are trying to make money and sell stuff and your company is not doing that, make one of your own. Okay, just build one, make it scrappy, make it punchy, and say, here's how we do it. I'm your expert, I can help. And then post that. And that'll be an asset that you use when you're prospecting and you're communicating, which is a different type of video than, let's pretend you're able to look at like Google Earth and look at a building and actually screen record a problem that shows them that they have an issue. So those are two different videos. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. I mean, like I said, today's pretty much day one that I laugh and I say that we've been grounded, that we're office bound. So we're all trying to touch and follow up with our customers that we've got open correspondences to do so with. But it's, you know, as a salesperson, we're used to having boots on the ground and knocking on doors and making introductions. And so it's a different feel.
Yeah, just imagine, you know, here's a good thing. I do this. You get a lot more volume and you can be personal and leverage the information in front of you. And you get a lot more out. Yeah, the impact maybe isn't as immediate because you're not physically seeing them and they see you, but you could still leverage your tonality, your confidence, your countenance, your knowledge, the questions you ask, the positioning statements. All this is going to make us so much better. So be flexible, help one another. We're in this together. But I'm telling you, you might find yourself not wanting to knock doors here and, you know, however long this lasts, because you find you can get a lot more done. But most importantly, people need to know that before they even hear from you to talk about a building problem, that you guys have a way that's completely hands-free. And that'll give them the certainty that they can trust you.
Thank you.
Got it. Comments, questions, if you have one, you could comment in the chat, or if you have something for the community. This is a very smart group of people here. You guys are all salt of the earth, high integrity, high character companies. You do a lot of things right. So you can ask a question to the group by chat, okay? If it's too quiet, I'm just gonna shut this down. All right, here we go. Can you please share the docs you had up today after the call? Yeah, I can do that. I have I actually posted on my Facebook and my LinkedIn an article in written format of this slide anyway. So if you want to look at that, I just verbally expounded on it. You suggested creating something from a personal social media account or company. Also, how directly do you contact property managers? Okay. I think the company needs to have one, and the salespeople, if you're out there trying to close deals, you need to use your personal account. I know it's Facebook, but listen, like, this is the most widely used platform. Use it for business. I use Facebook for business a lot. The only thing that I really have for personal is Instagram. You know, so, and I follow like 20 people because I don't want to be flooded with things that are distracting me. So I would say, yes. Thanks, Brad. Again, I have a letter. Please email me, brad.belden@belden.com. More than willing to share. Thank you, Brad. Great CEO and leader in times like this. So how do you contact property managers? Well, LinkedIn, having their email, having their phone number, text, Facebook, Messenger. Those are the channels that everybody uses. So, but if I would encourage you, if you're going to have your Facebook profile and property and LinkedIn profile being used, make sure it's professional and clean. Don't have anything with you looking unprofessional, looking silly, or looking unapproachable. I think it's kind of silly. Some of the salespeople's profiles, you can't even tell who they are, and it just makes people suspicious. So imagine first impression, nonverbal communication, all that's important right now. So make sure you have all that clean. Make sure that your profiles are tight, and that people know that you have a hands-free solution to solving their problems. That's going to give them confidence. It's going to help them know that they can trust you. So yeah, do that. And don't just be a text message. Sorry, don't just use text in your social channel direct messages. Do more than that. Also, you should be adding your connections. Look on Facebook groups. I think you can prospect on Nextdoor, especially if you're in the high-end residential market, which I would encourage you, if you're going to do residential, do high-end residential. They're going to have more money to spend right now. They're not going to be so close in protecting their keeping their money as close to their vest as the lower class will and middle class because of the economy. So make sure you're using those apps and that it's professionally done. More questions, more comments, please. Anyone? Our coaching calls are going to just for the next couple of weeks be pretty focused on some of just this type of stuff, just helping make sure that we're focused on and pivoting digitally. And so we're going to concentrate on that. Don't forget to just stay focused on coaching and selling and taking massive action. Is it better to create a second profile for this purpose? It's up to you, BJ. It's up to you. If you want to create a second profile, you have to start all over again with your network and building your network. And if you have some cheesy business looking header that says, you're going to look spammy. So I would just probably keep your own profile, mix in your personal so people know you're still a human, and then just sprinkle in your business stuff. Question, what about hiring during a pandemic? Can you elaborate on your question? Go ahead and unmute yourself if you would like.
Hey, Ron, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, Kirby?
Yeah, just platforms that you might suggest, and I guess anything different from the normal that, would be system stuff for you to kind of look at and reach out to. We got 2% unemployment here in East Tennessee. So just curious how this, what we're experiencing might affect that and what you might recommend.
First off, do you need to hire anybody?
We're in the hiring process.
For sales roles or different roles?
We're hiring insurance-related sales roles, retail-related sales roles, hiring 2 of each, and then 1 installer commercial roofing repair role.
Yeah. I mean, I think that I first would just ask, like, is it, why do you need to hire them? Is it for lead generation or in sales, or do you have those things in place now that you can kind of see this through a little bit? But I think that organic posting and then Indeed and all these different types of paid deals, if you have the copy that gets them to say, hey, that's me. I think you got to probably digest how you're going to digitize your prospecting and lead generation, because I think traditionally insurance related, roofing sales has been door knocking and physical door knocking. So that's going to be out for the foreseeable future. Who knows how long that's going to be?
Right.
Yeah. Might make sense to just make sure that you digest a sequence and a discipline on digitizing your lead gen right now before bringing someone on. And then when you guys dial that in and you got it moving, then you can bring somebody who can handle those skills. Yep. Couple questions here, comments. Recommendation on video/mic setup, video conferencing. Good question. So I have upgraded my camera. Let me see. It's a Canon. What is it? So I have this is expensive for everybody, but if you have one for the company, it could be good. Canon DOS Rebel SLR. I think it's 1.2. No, SL2. Okay, so do that again. So I have a Canon Rebel SL2. And what this does is, and then I also use a Magewell USB capture. HDMI. What this does is it allows me to plug in my camera, my high definition camera, to my computer so that you have this quality. So this will be a huge differentiator when you're dealing with especially bigger deals and you don't look like it's funky and the lighting's bad. And you definitely want to purchase, lighting setup. you want to make sure it's clean no matter what time of day. You have good lighting on your face. So I use that, and this is why you have the quality here. I have a backdrop. It's professional. These are minor investments here to improve the experience. And then I have a blue mic. Let's see here. I have a blue mic. These are not terribly expensive. There's other ones like this. You don't have to drop tons of money on it, but it creates a good experience. I use just a normal Logitech headset for the longest, just to make sure that I wasn't using computer audio, or the computer microphone. So, so Clayton said to everyone, hey, Clayton, could you unmute yourself and expound on what you're sharing via text here? This is good, but I think I want to hear your tone behind it, if you can, Clayton.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. That was just a conversation that I had seen on a different website. And so we were chatting back and forth about, especially the residential piece, right? But this applies to a big flat job I'm looking at in Denver right now. And one of the objections you'll probably get is, yeah, we're in uncertain financial times. I don't know if I want to spend the money. I think I'd want to wait. And for really people that either have storm damage in residential or active leaking in the commercial space, this is a great argument there, right, to go ahead and move forward with the work. We're doing outside only repairs, unless there's anything, drywall inside that needs to be messed with. We can do that later. But hey, storm damage or flat roofs leaking are going to lead to water damage. Unseen water damage is going to grow mold in either the residential or commercial sector. And then our mold finally leads to sickness. The goal of self-distancing, social distancing is to prevent sickness. And so why would we try to delay roof repairs that we know are going to lead to these same issues down the road? Let's go ahead and fix them now. Let's get yourself and your family protected, your employees protected. And then I liked what you said earlier. My example is a big furniture store that I'm looking at. That guy's closing down. Why would you not want us on your property replacing 400 squares of roof in the next 2 weeks while there's no employees, no other challenges or setbacks that we might have to encounter or deal with? Now's a good time to act, and especially like you said, if you're vacating your buildings.
Good, thank you. Yeah, that's good info. That's good info. Good deal. Yeah, because if we can prioritize our pipeline and our deals by vacated buildings, you might get some low-hanging fruit that'll pull the trigger now, and then kind of work outwards. But yeah, I mean, people have active leaks and issues. If it's untouched and left alone because of finances, it's going to just cost more money and cause more health concerns. And that's you guys, if you've gone through my training, that's the second, third, fourth order consequences that we talk about, like the long-term thinking. So if you can think out more than just this is leaking and help them illustrate, help them see, hey, there's a narrative beyond this, that'll be a lot more of a compelling consultative approach. Again, we don't want to be fear mongerers, but we want to be educators and take the right precautions. And again, we're not just going to sit on our heels and watch just people, wait for them to come to us. We're going to play offense. We're going to take action. We're going to be disciplined. We're going to evolve. We're going to adjust. We're going to come together. We're going to support each other. We're going to make money, and we're not going to get shocked and surprised. We're going to be ready. So, good time to promote financing as well for people uncertain about dropping 10 to 15K. Residential roofer owner Benny Fisher, thank you. Now, rather than make small payments until the economy turns around, still protect the house. Thanks, Benny. It's good stuff. If you feel like elaborating verbally, you're invited to unmute yourself. If you don't mind, that probably would be good. Go ahead, Benny, and share a little bit about financing.
Yeah, I'm like actually worried now that we're going to do some roofs and people are going to be like, oh, they don't want to pay their bill now because they're worried about, if they just lost their job or something. So, financing just buys everybody time. It's unsecured most of the time where we're using, Green Sky Financial. As long as they don't shut that down, we should be good.
Do you think they would do anything about their rates that would make it even more attractive?
I would hope.
Is that something that they would,
I mean, I've never been in a situation like this before. Kind of like you, it's the first time I've ever owned a business in an uncertain time. But I would have to think if they want to make money, if they want people using their money, they're gonna have to do something.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, Ryan.
Yes.
Hey, it's Brad. I had a call on this on Friday from guys in the home improvement side of our business. And they're seeing the rates actually, the turndowns going up and the FICO scores being raised. So I don't know. I think it's a concern because I think the lenders are going to start being scared.
Got it. So what did your team think or conclude on that? Like to kind of steer away from it a little bit, or just it not be?
No, I mean, I'm going to call GreenSky, like Benny had mentioned. I'm going to check with GreenSky and see if they're raising their FICO score, because that's going to really hurt all of us on the residential side.
Got it. Got it. So that's something to. So if you guys get information on that, just please share. And if there's I'm not sure if we can do anything as an industry to petition anything, but whatever we can do to make, to do our part to try to keep that flowing, and not isolate that part of our business. That's important, because some of you guys, that's your entire business. So thanks for that, Brad. All right. Anybody else have any comments or questions or concerns for me, the group? Any best practices, any genius attacks over the weekend of what they want to do, start doing, stop doing? If I don't get anything else, we'll shut her down.
I know this sounds pretty silly, but I don't know the answer to it. If we make a PowerPoint, like a single slide PowerPoint, and insert a video into it, can that be linkable on, like to put it on, if you put it on LinkedIn, that it shows, or is it just going to be a link, or is it going to actually show the preview of that slide? Do you know?
Got it. So there's a few ways to do it. You can have the actual file itself with the video in it. That's going to be a native file. You could save as and make it an image, which if you upload to LinkedIn as a post or Facebook, you can actually have an image photo to actually post.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to really post full-on files quite the same. It's just not necessary. And then when you do video recordings, you want to have a native like MP. So that's going to be like, right now I'm recording this to the cloud in Zoom. I'll be able to download this onto my computer and then natively upload that to YouTube or to Vimeo or to Wistia. These are different hosting apps. And so those are some good options.
Okay.
So make sure you have a native video. And then with regards to like the short screen share, like Loom, Vidyard, Ice Cream, these are 3 different companies. You can, basically use a free trial. Those would be more from a prospecting standpoint, like looking at someone's building and saying, like, I see this is an old building, or it's maybe vacated. This is a great time, to get something taken care of and replace your roof or whatever. So natively uploading to those channels and hosting YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia, uploading LinkedIn. If you're able to upload a video on LinkedIn, as long as it's under 10 minutes, you can natively upload it, and that's going to create more of a reach. LinkedIn has got 300 million users, or sorry. Wow. I think it was 60 million users. Forgive me. I forget the number actually, but I can tell you that only 3 million actually post content. So they're content hungry. LinkedIn is very content hungry, and Facebook and Instagram is very content saturated. So you got to pay to play to get out there and stand out. LinkedIn wants really good content. So if you guys are adding to your network and uploading native files on video, you're going to get it out there. And your first video should be, here's what our hands-free process looks like. So people are comforted and know that you can handle it. And if you're not, you're mom and pop, you're just, people view you as a mom and pop shop. They're not going to feel like you have the resources and the tools to take the right precautionary measures. So don't be like them. Does that help?
Kinda.
Okay. So
I guess I'm not as tech savvy as I should be.
it's okay. PowerPoint is a Microsoft program. Very good. Google Slides, they're very comparable. you can save your process on the slide as a PNG or JPEG file.
Okay.
PNG, JPEG. When you upload your photos, when you take a photo on your phone and you put it on YouTube,
Right.
that's going to be JPEG or PNG. I don't
Right.
know the answer. So it's one of those.
I know that I just was wanting to make sure, like if we did a Google slide or did a PowerPoint, that if I uploaded it on the LinkedIn, it's not just going to have a link to click here, like it would show
It's
what it is in the feed.
If you do it as an image. So I would do images, not
Okay.
PowerPoint slides. So you would want to create it in PowerPoint, then save that slide as a PNG file,
Okay.
JPEG file.
I get it.
That's there. And then when you do the recording via video, you have an MP4 file. That
Okay.
MP4 could be natively uploaded to LinkedIn or Facebook. It could be natively put into YouTube and shared via YouTube.
Okay.
Make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then all these can be put into Google Drive, right? And then you can have a link that's shareable so that if you share that link via email as well, that people can see that you have those assets built. Does that make sense?
I think so. I'm going to play with it.
Okay. And if you have questions, like hammer the Facebook group and like we'll get you taken care of.
Okay.
Matt shared, been through 2001 and 2008. This is just to keep our head down, keep your team positive, keep doing what's right, and keep your standards high. Maintain relationships with suppliers and be open with them if finances get tight. Thank you. That's good, Matt. I appreciate you comforting everyone. Just stay positive, keep your relationship strong, have open, honest communications with your suppliers. Yeah, I think 30% of building materials comes from China. So as that slows down, there's going to be some limitations on our supply. So make sure you connect with everybody. Any more comments or questions? Here we go. A little bit more here, chat. Yeah, it's good, Matt. Don't let the situation control what you do long term. Matt, why don't you go ahead and unmute yourself and share real quick? I want to hear what you have to say verbally about what your experience has been and some encouraging words.
Well, it's real easy to get overwhelmed by the situation and you lose, biggest part of owning a business is running your team and keeping a positive atmosphere with your team. And if you buy into all the fear and all, holy crap, we're all losing everything, nobody's calling us, keep your head on the prize, and it's long term. You can't react to what's happening today. You just keep doing what you've been doing that's been successful, and the team will buy into it. So
amen to that. Appreciate that. Thank you. That's good. Benny, promoting the direct connection of Hover to the customer. Good. Take their measurements back. Awesome. Couple more comments here. Yeah, there's a YouTube link in here, guys, in the chat that you guys want to open up that tab really quickly. That'll be good. Yeah, guys, just keep your head down. Just stay positive, do the work. Switch your face-to-face prospecting and your networking to digital, and have some assets to give people comfort. Yep. Good. Thanks, BJ. Good stuff. Good word. Great, everybody. Well, yeah, and let's just stay in the training, stay focused, and stay calm. And, we'll stay on the calls, keep encouraging each other, have success stories. Let's keep the good vibes positive. We're going to be good. Yeah, glad to do this. Thanks, everybody, for joining. I'm going to record this. I am recording this, and I'm going to share it. So look out for emails and posts. Appreciate you guys jumping on and tuning in. So let's have an awesome week, and let's keep the spirits high, everyone. We got this. Talk to you later. Bye.